Greetings, family, and welcome to another edition of Black Talk Radio, where black media matters and black life definitely matters. Today is Thursday, August 23rd, 2018. Well, family, it looks like there's been an abrupt change of the subject from perhaps the biggest blow to your president, Trump's White House so far. The conviction of his former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, and the plea deal by his longtime fixer, Michael Cohen, this week. And so to take the onus and the attention off of that, of course, your president, Trump, had to tweet something racist about South Africa. Well, actually, it's not racist, but you can best believe it tinges on the white nationalist talking points, and all the media outlets have said the same thing. So, for you white trollers, don't come to my channel saying anything. If you have a problem, go to the white news media outlets who have said the same thing. So Donald J. Trump says he's instructed Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to look into alleged violence against white farmers in South Africa. I'm glad that they said it that way. White farmers in South Africa, and the government's alleged seizure of the land after watching a Fox News report on the subject, citing Fox News host the fucker Carlson's statement that the South African government is now seizing land from white farmers. Trump tweeted that he's asked Pompeo to closely study the matter, which he said involves the large-scale killing of farmers. The comments, which appear to fuel claims by right-wing groups that the South African government is waging war against white people, seem to be an abrupt change in the subject matter, just as I stated originally in my opening. But in a statement cited in the same Fox News report, Trump was referencing the State Department noted that South Africa's land redistributions are being carried out through, quote, an open process, including public hearings, broad-based consultations, and active civic society engagement. Most of South Africa's land belongs to a white minority 2 decades after apartheid. Well, that is an incorrect statement. Most of South Africa's land belongs to the black Africans who were there way before the Dutch came in from the Netherlands into Africa. So, white people need to shut up. Stop with your racist talking points. There is nothing that belongs to you. You guys came from Europe, the Netherlands, or wherever you came from, and that's only what belongs to you, nothing else. Anywhere else that you've gone on this planet where you are at, you are simply an invader. You are an invader. I mean, people use nice, colorful words like colonizer and stuff like that, but you are certainly an invader. Wherever you are at, if it's not in Europe, you're an invader. You don't belong there. It's not your land. Why this Eurocentric is sitting here tweeting about South Africa, I'll never understand. This man, this red-faced, orange-faced man, has absolutely nothing to do with South Africa whatsoever. And so here is the receipt. This is the tweet that Donald J. Trump tweeted. As we all know, he's the tweeter president. Now, family, this comes on the heel of another video that I was going to do about South Africa, where this South African man is sacked after a viral racist rant. Now, what's interesting about this is that South Africa and its government, they have a zero tolerance when it comes to white racists talking about black people. They're not having it. So, family, a South African man has been sacked from his family business after making a racist slur in a video widely shared on social media. Again, I'm going to say this again. This is so funny because this is what I said to the racists, to the white racists that I encountered personally. As I recorded him, I reminded him that a lot of racist people are losing their jobs because they're being exposed. And as I said that to that white racist face, he turned away and he quickly removed himself from the environment and the area that I was standing, because he didn't want to face the reality that I wasn't going to let him get away with it, and I didn't care. And yes, I video recorded him in his face. But anyways, I digress. Adam Katsavelos filmed himself on a beach saying it was, quote, heaven on earth, as there were no black people there. Except he didn't say it that way. He said it was heaven on earth as there were no Kaffir people there. He used the K word. In South Africa, Kaffir is a racial slur. It means the same thing as the N word means in America. You know, the words that you white people always come up with to try to make other people feel bad or feel negative. Yeah, that's what your culture does. You guys are good at that too. Let me tell you, you're real good at that. But nonetheless, this little degenerate thought he could get away with it. And as I am reporting, the government has said no. So racism remains a major issue in the country of South Africa, where white minority rule ended in 1994. And even though that's the case, and we know that it's ended, we know that white people still have a stranglehold on South Africa's finances, on South Africa's dollars, on the rand. We know this, that they are still controlling that. So when you say that South Africa, the apartheid has ended, oh, it's ended symbolically. That's all. Symbolically. Okay. So a woman was recently jailed in South Africa after using the offensive word. The hashtag Adam Katsavelos began trending in the country on Tuesday when the video went viral on social media. Twitter users identified Mr. Katsavelos and called on businesses to boycott his family's business, which manufactures marinades and sauces, and where he worked as a marketing director. See, so much for your white privilege. You just don't get away with being nasty, rude, racist, and ugly towards people and then think that you're gonna remain in business. So basically, people, people are disgusted, but they're not shocked. As reported, yet another racist video is causing a stir in South Africa. Many have taken to social media calling for action. Many have expressed anger and even disgust, but very few are shocked. This is perhaps because the country has been here before. It seems it is yet another lesson not learned. In March, a woman was jailed for using the highly offensive Kaffir word, and the government is planning to criminalize hate speech to stem such outbursts. You know, like when President Obama was in the, never mind, I digress. He was called a liar. He wasn't called the N-word. He was just called a liar when that white man yelled out at him. He called him a liar. That's right. So I digress. My apology on that slip. But anyways, despite prosecutions, it seems the message is not getting across. As many in the country debate what should happen to Adam Katsavelos, there's a growing impatience within the black community with turning the other cheek and forgiving the unrepentant. It has left many to wonder what can be done to end racist intolerance 24 years after the end of apartheid's divisive white minority rule. Now, even when I say that, apartheid's divisive white minority rule, we'll get white people coming to our channels defending other white people in these situations. And I'm sitting here saying apartheid's divisive white minority rule, but yet we'll get white racists coming to our channels and comment section talking about stuff. We don't want to hear it. Anyways, his brother Nick Katsavelos sent a statement to the BBC on Wednesday saying the family was appalled by the video and rejected racism in any form. Adam Katsavelos has been dismissed with immediate effect from the family business, St. George's Fine Foods and his minority shareholding will be unwound as soon as practically possible, it said. Given the high-profile nature of this development, the business has been temporarily closed for the protection of all its staff. We have no further comment at this stage. A South African steakhouse, The Butcher Shop, said it was boycotting Mr. Katsavelos and had stopped serving any bastings or sauces by St. George's Fine Foods. Another customer, the restaurant chain The Baron Group, said it had a zero-tolerance policy on racism and had terminated its contract with the marinade firm. South Africa Bank, Nedbank, and Radio 702 also distanced themselves from Mr. Katsavello, who took part in their business accelerator program in 2014. South Africa's culture minister, Nathi Mthue, said use of the kafir word was absolutely unacceptable and had no place in our society. Quote, we must all work together to isolate racists and report these incidences to law enforcement agencies so they can be held accountable, he tweeted. And then, of course, the opposition party, the Economic Freedom Fighters, or the EFF, said it planned to file a criminal case against Mr. Katsavelos. Now, I've done a video before on the EFF, the Economic Freedom Fighters. They are for black South Africans and they are for justice. But nonetheless, white media tried to make them out to be the bad guys. Just like white media always does that when people are not taking any of their crap. Anytime you are against their wrongdoings, they try to make you out to be the bad guy. We're not falling for that either. Social media has unearthed numerous cases of racism in South Africa. 2 white South African farmers who forced a black man into a coffin. And family, you'll remember that I did this video on this subject. They forced a black man into a coffin, beat him up, and they threatened to burn him alive. Those degenerates, they were sentenced to jail in 2017 after a video of that incident also went viral. In 2016, a woman was fined for calling all black people monkeys on Facebook. And then last but not least, a former estate agent, Vicky Momberg, was jailed after her racist rant was caught on video in 2016. So, family, that's the extent of this video, but I just wanted to share with you these different instances of racism in South Africa where the majority of blacks are in dire straits because of a small white minority being greedy, stealing all their resources, and people simply who do not belong there. And so now that the South African government, the righteous people of South Africa want to take their land back, land that does not belong to any white person. It does not. The white farmers are butthurt, and then you have white nationalists and white racists in other parts of the world, i.e. Donald J. Trump, coming out speaking on it when you have absolutely nothing to do with South Africa. Nothing. As a matter of fact, you called it a shithole country. Remember? Anyways, for you white racists, just stay the hell out of my comment section. I care zero to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. You are wasting your pathetic time. I care less what you have to say. That's not racist. That's just a point of fact that I don't want to hear from you. Anyway, this is Guru at Black Talk Radio, where black media matters. Thanks a lot for listening. And again, bringing you the news first thing when it comes out. Peace to you, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm out.